Heyo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on, and welcome to an old segment that I'm going to try and bring back. You probably remember it if you've been with the channel for a while. It's called commenting on comments. That's right. I tried it before using different methods, AI to sing the comments, done a commenting on comments through YouTube Shorts. I tried a flyer day through YouTube Shorts too. Didn't do as well. I'm going to try the old format. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Alrighty, let's get on with our first comment, shall we? So Justin4N6, if you're wondering why I'm looking up, it's because I'm using the upper monitor to read the comment on my computer setup, because if I can't really use the monitor behind me because it's kind of in the camera's in the way. Anyway, Justin4N6 said, I was thinking the sign was going to be 3D printed based on the title. I thought about doing that. I thought about doing a white background and then building the letters up and then stopping the print mid-print and changing the background from white to black, like making like a placard, and then let it finish the letters in black. So it's like kind of like an embroidered type thing. But instead, I just decided to go El Super Cheapo and use cardboard and Dollarama paint, which seems to be working because I haven't seen a parcel at the front door in forever and stuff has been coming in. So that's pretty cool. Our next comment is from 40 Rocks, and he said, I used automotive window tint in my bedroom to keep the light out on migraine days. Works great. See, the window over there, during COVID, I was forced to work from home from 2020 to 2022. 2022 around May, we were sent back to the office to work basically, well, I worked 5 days a week out of the office. We only had to go to the office for 2 days a week, work from home 3, and then it changed to work from the office for 3 days a week and then work from home 2. In the future, that might become 5 days in the office all the time, but for now, this is the way it is. But during COVID, the problem I had was my neighbors owned, I think it was a Toyota. I don't even know what the heck the brand was. It looked like a soccer shoe, the car, but it had chrome trim on it. And around 10 o'clock, the sun would be at the perfect level. It would hit that chrome trim and come blast me right in the corner of the eye. So I'm sitting there working away. I'm getting hit in the corner of the eye with like a laser pointer. And I'm like, holy crap, that's annoying. I didn't want to close the curtain because it was summertime. I wanted the curtain open, windows open, fan on, pumping cool air in here. I don't have air conditioning. I don't plan on getting air conditioning. I don't see the point. We don't get that hot of summers. I can deal, but you know, it was getting annoying. So what I ended up doing was I literally just taped paper to the window so that I can open it enough where I can get cool air in, but close it enough where the glare wouldn't blast me in the eye. It was perfect. Next up, we got Nolan O'Brien saying, pets are so great for other people to have. You know what? Honestly, I kind of sort of feel that. Like, I love animals. I love dogs. I love cats. But, you know, after having my dog for 15 years and him passing away this year, yeah, that's a trauma I don't ever want again. Like, I'd love to get another dog if it would just outlive me, because that whole bringing it to the vet and putting it down, wow. Not fun. Definitely would not recommend. That is a trauma you never get over, let me tell you. So yeah, it's great to go to somebody else's house and they have puppers and meow faces. I got a meow face. Like, I have a cat. She's great. She just sleeps all day and then gets the zoomies at 3 o'clock in the morning and then rips all over the house, and it sounds like there's an elephant, even though she only weighs 4.5 pounds. She can make a noise. You can definitely make noise. But you know, I'm with you on that one. As far as dogs go, I don't think I'll ever get another one because, yeah, I like my freedom right now. It's nice to be able to do stuff. The Slick said, if somebody pulls a knife on you, you moved into the wrong neighborhood. You know what? Honestly, since COVID, I don't know what the heck happened, but stabbings in North Bay have gone up a lot. Like, with all the homeless and all the mentally ill, like, they shut down our mental hospital, or our, I don't even know what they call it, mental health hospital, or anyway, they shut that down a while ago, and then they just put that work onto our general hospital. And the problem with the general hospital is they're not equipped to deal with this kind of stuff. So they literally bring you in on a 72-hour evaluation and then send you out, or just tell you to go home and sleep on it. And I've had friends who were pretty much suicidal. Like, they walked in there and said, I just want to kill myself. And then the hospital like literally sent them home. And the problem is some of them actually went home and did exactly that. They're no longer with us. But there are a lot of mentally ill people walking the streets right now. And there's people getting stabbed and robbed and all sorts of crazy stuff. Not with knives either. Sometimes they're getting stabbed with like just sharp objects like beer bottles or a piece of metal they found on the ground that could be used as a shank. Everywhere's gone crazy and it needs to get fixed. But how do you do it, right? Move to the wrong neighborhood? Every neighborhood is the wrong neighborhood nowadays. It's Brutal. Sean C. Farm, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Holy crap, I used to do Google Hangouts and stuff with this guy. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. See, there was another comment made on this video about just get your concealed carry or your carry permit and then never worry about it again. I live in Canada. I don't even think right now you can apply and get your restricted firearms license or restricted PAL. I believe they call it restricted PAL, and purchase a handgun. I don't even think that's a thing anymore. I'm pretty sure Justin Trudeau put a ban on handgun purchases. If you own one now, cool, but like in Canada, like in the US, I don't know how it is down there with your laws on handguns. I know that you can get concealed carry in certain states, and that permits you to carry it on your belt, or I guess in your pocket, or whatever you do. And then if need be and you need it for a situation, it's there, you're ready to rock. In Canada, if you have your restricted PAL, and this, I'm going by my buddy Pierre, who has his restricted, and we used to go to the OPP fire range down the highway. Before he left the house, he had to call the cops and say, I'm currently leaving my house. I am bringing my whatever pistols he's bringing, his Beretta, his 1911. He had another one too. Oh yeah, it was that friggin' 38 or that 357 that he would fire 38s out of. Revolver, crazy gun. So he'd have to call the cops, let them know that he's leaving his house. When we get to the actual range, now when you leave the house, you can't go to Walmart to buy ammunition. You leave your house, you go right to the range. Now your gun has a trigger lock on it, the case has a trigger lock on it, and the ammunition stored in a separate case with a lock on. So you gotta make sure it's secured, ready to rock, or not ready to rock, I should say. And when you get to the range, you call the cops and say, I've arrived on location. I'm currently at this location, this firing range. You do your target practice, whatever you're doing. And then when you're about to leave, you call the cops again. Hey, I'm heading home. When you get home, you call them and let them know I'm home. The gun is back in its cabinet, locked up and stored properly. If you fail to comply, I don't know what the charge is. I don't know what they do. They probably revoke your restricted because you're not following the law. But as far as I know right now, you can't get your restricted, and you can't get the restricted PAL. I'm pretty sure, or you can get it, but I'm pretty sure you can't buy handguns anymore. Anybody in the audience in Canada who can correct me on that, by all means, leave a comment on this commenting on comments. Frank Bullet 390 says, makes a huge difference. I put an SSD into 2 old laptops and wow. Oh yeah, wakes it right up. Like it makes it a brand new computer. It makes it actually worthwhile using. Like obviously you're not gonna play AAA titles on it or anything extreme. However, if you're using it for general purpose, like surfing the internet, watching YouTube videos, production like through Microsoft Office and stuff like that, oh yeah, it definitely wakes up the machine, and it can bring an old potato back to life and make it useful once again. Alrighty, next we have, once again, Justin N4, Justin 4N6. I don't know how I messed that name up. He comments on a lot of my videos and I appreciates it. But he did, I asked a while back, like, I have no idea what to make videos on. And he suggests I make videos on making stuff and fixing stuff. This is the reason why I've been on the market. I've been looking for one of those prefab big sheds. They changed the bylaw in North Bay. Before it was like you didn't need a permit to put up a 10 by 10. Now I believe it's 12 by 12 or something. They changed it. Now at the mall, they usually have these, like, I don't know, they call them hunting bunkies. They call them pre-built wooden sheds. It literally looks like a mini home. I wanted to get one and put it in the backyard and turn that into the bait shop or into some sort of a crafting lab where I can set up a solar generator to produce power in the winter, keep it off the grid, make it its own entity, heat it with whatever. We can use propane. I can get a big propane tank, put a propane heater in there to keep it hot, insulate it, you know, make it like a little bunkie, a little cabin off grid, but in my yard type setup. I've been hunting for one of those where I could do stuff where I'm like, oh man, I need to fabricate something. I could just go in there and do it. Because the problem is come wintertime, Dirty Bird gets tossed in the garage. You literally got maybe 1.5 foot clearance on each side of the car to do stuff. You can get in there to grab stuff, but you can't really work around the car. It takes up too much space. The other thought I had was parking Dirty Bird elsewhere and keeping the garage open for the winter to do stuff like that in. However, I can't find anywhere with storage in town that is affordable. Everybody wants a lot of money for everything. It's ridiculous. So, but making videos on making stuff and fixing stuff, that's where the 3D printer is going to come into play. And I also need to do some serious cleanup. You've seen the complete disaster my house is in. I got to do some cleanup. I got to do some organization. The 3D printer is going to come up clutch for building stuff like shelving, other things, and I plan on making videos as I go along with my projects. So I got some ideas for the winter. I just don't know how long it's going to carry me through. Hopefully ice fishing happens, and that's going to give me something else to make content on that follows more of what I like to do, which is fishing. But we'll have to wait and see what winter brings, because apparently this La Nina we're supposed to go into still hasn't happened, and they're not sure when it's going to start because it should have started 2 months ago. Mike Deshane 3919 says, agreed about the tests. The tests our family has expired and we aren't buying new ones. Just treat it like the flu, stay home till you feel better. What he's talking about is the COVID tests. Mine are expired. I don't know how, but like a sealed package, the juice actually evaporated out of them. This is a brand new one. Well, not anymore because I kind of used 2 tests out of it. This one here is brand new, but then I have the old one from 2020. And it's expired, no good, no bueno. Toss it in the garbage. Now they're charging for these tests at stores. Now, where I work, they have COVID tests because they do take in certain, like there's a department that brings in people off the street, not off the street as in like homeless. I mean, like, you know, you come in for an interview or you come in to do a test or something. They need to COVID check you first. So they have tons of tests on site. And I got to talking to one of the employees about it, and they're like, oh yeah, here, we get these by the crateful. So like she just brought me a box of them. And it's only this time of the year that I care about it because COVID doesn't really go around during the summer that much. Well, it probably does, but not really. Like I find it really ramps up in the fall, winter, because that's when it hit. And I believe that's the genetic mutation that we have, is it's active in the cold and it simmers down in the warm. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on YouTube. Bulldog Badger says, I'm 10 years older than Dirty Bird. So am I, bud. I guess we're the same age. Yeah, Dirty Bird's 1988, and you know how it works with cars, right? When it's in 1988, it was actually released in the summer of 1987. So there you go. She's an old girl. What's really funny about Dirty Bird is all these new, like, I want to say 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, they don't know what the hell the car is. Like I went to the corner store the other night to get some Monster Energy drink. And when I went in there, there's this group that pulled up, I'm guessing in their parents' car, because kids that young shouldn't be able to afford a Cadillac freaking SUV. So they pull up and they see me get out of the car and they're looking at it going, what is that? And I'm like, a car? And they're like, no, but what kind of car? I've never seen a car like that. And I'm like, it's a Pontiac Firebird. They're like, oh, it's an exotic. And I'm like, yeah, exotic. Yeah. Justin 4N6 says the play button needs to happen. What he's referring to is I mentioned that I really want to get the YouTube play button. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers and get the play button. I had some flack from people saying, oh yeah, you don't do this for the money, but you want 100K subs. You know what? There's channels out there with 100K plus subs and they drop a video and they barely clear the amount of views I clear. So it's not about the money. It's about just having that stupid award. But then it was put in my mind, like, why don't you just make one? You got a 3D freaking printer. You can probably just craft one. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need YouTube. I can do it myself. Sure enough, there's templates out there for the play button. I can just buy some like silk PLA in silver, print the sea sucker up on the old friggin' 3D printer, and build myself a freaking play button and put whatever caption I want on it. And that's what we're gonna do. And that's what we're gonna do. He also commented about a lot of those sites that give information on social media earnings are way off, I've noticed too. He's right. They can't be exactly correct on how much money you make on social media when you are part of a partner program and you get paid for the advertisements, because you don't know if ads ran on it. Like, especially if you're on like TikToks or Instagram, you don't get ads that roll on every short that you put out there. The ads roll, like they roll in like a sequence. Like you watch 5 of them and then the next one's an ad, and then you watch 5 and the next one's an ad. Or if you're on Instagram or Facebook, it's like you watch 2 and the next one's an ad for some stupid game where you shoot barrels with a gun and then you get more guys and stuff. It's dumb. But yeah, you can't use those social sites to figure out how much your favorite content creator's making. It's way off. Dan McNeil 2941 says, where do you buy AG1? It's Athletics Greens. It's that green drink I've been taking every morning. You can get it from their site. That's where I got it from. I just went on AG1. I believe it was, I think I just Googled AG1 and the first link that came up that wasn't sponsored was Athletic Greens, the Canadian site, because it geolocated me and put me on the Canadian way. I just ordered it right from their site, and then they just ship it to you monthly on a subscription. I've canceled my subscription though, because I forget to take it sometimes in the morning, and I honestly don't really feel that different when I do take it or I don't take it. So I pretty much canceled my subscription to it. I still have like a box and a half downstairs that I've been using from time to time, but it's not something that I really find that I need. I find the effects from it, for me anyway, because I eat fairly good and I do take multivitamins throughout the day. I just found that I could go buy a green drink from like Walmart or the Muscle Dummy store, like Super Greens or something like that, like one of those green powders, mix it in with my protein, and I get the same effect. So paying $129 a month for something that I can just go to the Muscle Dummy store and pay $30 for and get similar effects, for me, that's good. But I know a lot of people who were like really unhealthy and they started taking this and it's completely turned their life around. So for them, I say it's good, but for me, I'm not really feeling that benefit. So I'd rather keep the money in my bank versus give it to somebody for something that I can get for cheaper that'll have the same effect on my biology. Justin 4N6 says, finally went get a fishing license. Probably went and got a fishing license. Might give fishing mid-bike ride a try soon. Okay, so I put up a YouTube short. I made a video a long time ago about this, about me biking to the lake, going fishing, catching a fish, cleaning it and cooking it on the spot, and then biking back home. Oh yeah, and I ate it on the spot, and then biking back home. So now he's going to try and give that a try as well. And it's a fun adventure. It's definitely a fun adventure to get out there, especially if you succeed. Like I succeeded on it. I was able to catch a fish, clean it on the spot, cook it, eat it, and then clean my stuff up, jump on the bike and head home. Definitely a fun adventure. I'd recommend someone try that. Two Wheel Warrior says, don't forget the Liberal government of Canada is now in control of the algorithm in Canada. Yes, yeah, you're right. However, that is actually coming to bite them in the arse, because there are some YouTubers out there that like to really poke fun at the Liberal government. And I wouldn't have known about them YouTubers like Mr. Sunshine Baby until that policy came into effect and his videos showed up in my timeline. And now my favorite sitcom is The House of Commons. Biggie173 said, the transponder just saves you on the photo fees on your toll route. And as far as the trapdoor goes, use 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, cut to the size of the hole. 2x4 would only be 1.5 inches. Think 2 pieces of 3x3/4 plywood would be 1.5 inches thick. I see where you're going with this. Okay, this is in regards to the trapdoor video when I was trying to make a trapdoor. See, when I put that video up, crazy British bloke had to call me. Like, he called me that morning at like 7 a.m. Like, he just literally got out of bed, grabbed his phone, and was like on the horn with me right away. And he's like, you know your trapdoor? Why are you trying to put the plywood on top? Why don't you put the plywood on the bottom and then use the 2x4s as your walking platform? And I'm like, well, shit, that's a better idea. Like, that's a better idea. So I'll probably end up going that route. I haven't revisited that at all since shaving down the wood and making it fit properly as the house shifts from cold to warm. Because in the warmth, I can take those boards off and they come off no problem. Once it starts cooling down, the house shifts a certain way and those boards get pressure applied to them. You're probably saying, Adam, your house shouldn't do that. Keep in mind, my house is not built like a traditional house. Traditional houses have a foundation. Mine has stilts. Justin 4N6 asks, are you going to add laughter into the vlogs now? Okay, this was based on a short where it talked about how sitcoms add laughter into their sitcoms because if you hear laughter, you're more than likely to laugh along with it. It's just like some sort of a subconscious response. No, I don't plan on adding laugh tracks into my vlogs. Don't worry about it. We don't need that kind. Jessica2379 says, rumble strips. Yeah, it's quite the noise when you hit it by accident. I know. I've hit one by accident trying to avoid roadkill because of where it was. I swerved in and I didn't realize there was rumble strips there. And when the truck tires caught it, holy crap, I thought I was about to get a blowout. My goodness, not a good time. Justin 4N6 says, the benefits of a project vehicle. I had one for a while, a 99 Silverado. Now just modify stuff on my bicycle and leave the vehicle mostly stock other than upgrade for functionality. You know what? I'm pretty much the same. When it comes to my Ford, like my truck, I haven't modified anything on there. It's still got the stock air cooler, still has the stock exhaust. Normally, every car I owned in the past I've put a cold air intake on it, put a high flow exhaust system on it, like the Firebird. It's got that open air element, which, you know, we all know it's shit, right? Like it's just sucking in hot engine air. It doesn't really help. You're better off piping it somewhere where it can pull cold air in, so the air is denser. Anyway, it has the MagnaFlow 3-inch catback exhaust with a high flow cat. The heads on it are not the stock LO3 heads, they're the L69 heads. The cam in it is an LT1 hot cam, or an LT1 cam, just to give it more rumble. And the tune on it is custom after I went on thirdgen.org and studied how to tune a car, and then went on DigiKey, bought a bunch of Atmega chips, burned through 20 of them on a weekend just to get the tune somewhat good, which I got to retune it because after using the Seafoam, it threw my injectors off because now that they're clean, they're spraying more. Yeah, fun times, fun times. I haven't done the ultimate throttle body mods yet to it, but like that's my project car. I messed with that. I am not messing with the truck. I'm going to keep the truck perfectly stock. The only thing I modified in it was my camper setup in the back, but as you've seen, I can take all that shit out. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, I don't really see any point in modifying the truck. Keep it stock. People hate buying your modded junk. So if you want resale value, don't mod the crap out of it. People really hate Frankenstein mods, unless they're looking for a Frankenstein, but a lot of people aren't. They're looking for that stock look. NB3397 says, I won't be stranded. I've got my Ford. Snickers. What he's referring to is when I was talking about using the Firebird as a project car, and it's not a big deal if I break something on it and can't drive it because I have my truck. Honestly, guys, every time I've owned a Ford, my Ford Tempo, yeah, it was a problem, but it never left me stranded. Things would break on it, but it could always limp its ass home. My Ford Focus, that thing there, I put 250,000 kilometers on it, sold it to my buddy Chuck for $1,500 when I bought the G6. Don't even get me started on that. And then he put another 750,000 kilometers on that car before the cops pulled it because the panels were gone. Like the car just rotted. All of the Fords I've purchased in the past have been the most reliable vehicles I've ever owned. The GMs minus the Firebird. The Firebird's been a friggin' rock solid car. The Pontiac G6 that I had, that thing was putting my mechanics kid through college. It was a piece of shit. It basically put a bad taste in my mouth for General Motors, which is the reason why I bought the 2017 Ford F-150 back in 2017. It was just a better vehicle. I just liked it better. Timothy Henegger, okay, 7484 says, dude, put a red scanner and paint it black, then you have Knight Rider. Honestly, I thought about doing that. If I had an older Firebird, like a 92 to 94, before they added the Aero kit to it, I'd totally make a kit conversion. There's sites online where you can buy the front nose bumper, you can buy the scanner. Well, I already have a couple scanners. You can buy the wheels, like the actual wheels they had on there with the bowling ball hubcaps. You can get and the 94, the 95, I believe, or the 1985, I believe, is when they started with the Aero kit, and they put the type of spoiler I had on Dirty Bird on it, which was that rubber coated in plastic bullshit that weighed about 6 tons. And pre that nonsense, they used to have the GT Aero, the GT wing, which was awesome. If I could find one of those wings again, I would totally get it, re-drill out the holes in the trunk and put that on my car, because that spoiler looks so much better than that Aero wing spoiler that General Motors put on it. But no, I thought about, I do want to paint the car black. I think it'd be great to have have the black car match the black truck, but I don't know if I'd go as far as putting the scanner on the front. I'm pretty sure that would attract a lot of attention from the local PD, and I'd be getting pulled non-stop. And guys, that is all I have for commenting on comments. Let me know in the comments below if you actually enjoy this. If you do, I'll make more. If not, back to the drawing table. This is going to be, if we do go forward with this is going to be a Sunday show. It's something I'm going to put up every Sunday, commenting on comments, unless for some reason we get a super influx of comments. But mind you, then I can just make a super long video of commenting on comments. Let me know if you want to see more of this. It's like I said, it's going to be a Sunday thing if we go forward with it. This is the pilot. Welcome to the pilot program. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. And peace. The freak out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.